How many 6-digit even numbers are possible if the leftmost digit cannot be a 0? So I'm looking for to count the number of 6-digit numbers. So I'm going to kind of visualize what these would look like. So I've got 6 places, one for each digit. One of the questions is, do I use the fundamental counting principle? Should I use permutations or combinations? Since I'm allowed to repeat digits, I should be thinking only using the fundamental counting principle. Okay, so I've got a couple restrictions. I always start with the restrictions. The first thing I know is that this first digit cannot be a 0. If it were, then it wouldn't be a 6-digit number. So you can't, 0, 1, 2 is not considered a 3-digit number. It's just a 2-digit number. Okay, so the first one can't be a 0, so that means there are 9 digits left to choose from. Now the last position, in order to be an even number, that means it's going to have to end in 0, 2, 4, 6, or an 8. So there are 5 choices for the last slot. Now for all those in between, it can be any digit at all. So I've got 10 choices for each of these. And when I multiply all that together, we get 450,000. So that's how many 6-digit even numbers are possible. Okay. Let me put another question on here that's similar. Suppose I want to have, I want to know how many, let's say, 4-digit numbers such that, let's say it is divisible by 5. Oops, it is divisible by 5. So I want to do the same thing. I said, all right, so I'm looking at 4-digit number. So there's my 4 slots. And, I know that the first one can't be a 0. So that means there's 9 possibilities here. The last position, though, in order to be divisible by 5, that means this last digit is going to have to either be a 0 or a 5. So that means I have 2 choices for the last spot. And again, now the 2 in the middle can be any number we want. So multiplying these together, the 9 times 2, I get 1800. So 1,800 such numbers. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and just do one more. Let's say I want to figure out how many numbers, or how many, let's go again with the 4-digit numbers are there such that, let's say, how many 4-digit numbers with no repeating digits. All right. Now there's a couple different ways I could do this. I'm going to just start here with my 4 slots and said, all right, what do I know has to happen? Like I said, we know that first one cannot be a 0. So that gives me 9 other digits to choose from. Okay. Now how about the next position? Well, since I'm not, normally I would have 10 digits to choose from, but I can't repeat. So whatever I used in the first spot, I can't use now. So there are only 9 to choose from. And now for the next spot, I said, well, again, I don't have 10 digits to choose from because I'm not allowed to repeat. So that means I can't use the one I had in the first slot, can't use the one I had in the second slot. So now there's only 8 digits to choose from. And then the last one, we're going to have only 7 digits to choose from. So when I go ahead and I multiply this together, I get 4,536. So that's how many 4-digit numbers there are such that there are no repeating digits in the number.